Fox was a juggernaut in the 2000s as American Idol became a landmark show. Millions of households tuned in for the entirety of the decade and beyond. Viewers each week received high-quality, family-friendly entertainment and bared witness to brand new stars made right before our eyes. It was truly a great time for the network. But it also shared the decade with the shows that made this list. Folks, not everything Fox did in the 2000s was as solid as Idol, and in these cases, not even close. Here we go with 10 Fox shows from the 2000s that failed. Of course, I won't be mentioning every failed show, so please let me know if I left one off the list for future updates. Number 10, That 80s Show. Although this aired an entire season of episodes, That 80s Show was still a very unfortunate failure for the network. That 70s Show needs no introduction, as it is one of the greatest shows of the 1990s and beyond. However, That 80s Show just couldn't quite recapture that same lightning in a bottle. When the ratings started drastically dropping after the pilot, it was obvious that this show was doomed. But on the plus side, the show's star Glenn Howerton was able to afford a nice camera as a result of being on That 80s Show. He took that camera and created a little FX series about Philadelphia that I'd say did pretty well. Number 9, Love Cruise: The Maiden Voyage. It's Love Boat meets Survivor during the reality boom of the early 21st century. Love Cruise featured 16 singles, 8 men and 8 women, competing for a $250,000 cash prize. They're paired off and forced into challenges that turn the show into more of a competition than a contest looking for love. While the show already had a tough time gaining traction in the post-Survivor blitz of reality game shows, this one had a far bigger obstacle to pass, as its premiere date was scheduled to be September 11th, 2001. And when the show finally premiered, America wasn't exactly in the mood for love drama on the high seas. Love Cruise still managed to last 7 episodes before being cancelled. Number 8, Playing It Straight. In the mid-2000s, there was a boom of LGBTQ reality shows that landed across both cable and terrestrial TV. Playing It Straight was one of them, a reality game show from Fox in which one straight single girl went on dates with men who may be straight or may be gay. If the last man standing was straight, they'd split $1 million, but if the last man standing was gay, the money would be all his. The show received decent ratings at first, but dropped significantly after week 1, thus causing the show to be cancelled after only 3 episodes. This possibly caused a chain reaction which affected other LGBTQ game shows that year, including the unaired Seriously Dude I'm Gay and the infamous TBS show He's a Lady. Number 7, The Chamber. When you're desperate for entertainment, it's time to torture the contestants. This show was hastily created by Fox in 2002 in an effort to compete with The Chair. Contestants were asked trivia questions while strapped in a torture chamber. Although this sounds like something you'd see on Saturday Night Live as a joke, this was real. The chamber lasted 3 episodes before being cancelled. With very serious torturing techniques being used as a political football in subsequent years, it would be very smart if no network revisits this idea ever again. Number 6, Anchorwoman. Former Price is Right model Lauren Jones was the star of this comedy reality series where her new goal in life was to become an anchor on a news desk. With many news outlets replacing older, well-respected anchors with pretty young ladies for the purposes of sex appeal, audiences simply weren't buying this show. Anchorwoman lasted 2 episodes before she had to permanently sign off. Number 5, Celebrity Boxing. This nonsense is exactly what it sounds like. Celebrities, boxing. Fox thought that we as viewers just couldn't get enough of D-list celebrities doing carny acts for our entertainment, thus Celebrity Boxing was released onto us all. The first episode featured Danny Bonaducci, Todd Bridges, Vanilla Ice, and in the main event, Paula Jones versus Tanya Harding. I'm not even going to waste your time by going into episode 2, but that's it. This garbage, which made the all-female pro wrestling program Wrestlelicious look like a genuine class organization, was knocked out after only 2 episodes. Number 4. Girls Club. David E. Kelley touched a lot of shows that turned to gold. This was not one of them. On this show, 3 female lawyers are hired by the same law firm as they attempt to make names for themselves in an otherwise male-dominated field. Clearly greenlit on the heels of Ally McBeal, the show failed to capture an audience quite as wide, and Fox pulled the plug after only 2 episodes aired. Number 3. The Rich List. This show is just further proof that not every British game show would work in the United States. On this show, 2 teams of contestants were given a list and had to come up with as many elements on the list as they could. The show was viewed by 4 million people in its initial airing, and given the competition on the other networks at the time in 2006, Fox decided it would be best to pull the plug after only 1 episode aired. The game was later relaunched as The Money List on GSN in 2009, but even there, it only lasted 1 short 9-episode season before ending for good in the United States. It will be interesting to see how the Irish version of the show set to premiere in 2023 will work out. Number 2. Who's Your Daddy? Who asked for this series? When TJ Myers was born, she was put up for adoption. Now her and her birth father are looking for each other. For the delight of a nationwide audience, she has to play Guess Who with 8 other men so she can find her real father and be reunited with him. Who's Your Daddy received widespread criticism from adoption rights groups. The Fox affiliate in Raleigh, North Carolina decided not to air the show at all. Although Who's Your Daddy has an okay enough rating of 4 out of 10 on IMDb, it was still canceled after the airing of 1 episode. That 1 episode finished 4th in the ratings. And while it's true that the remaining unaired episodes did air on the Fox reality channel, only the first episode, rebranded as a Fox special, aired on network TV. And the number 1 failed Fox show of the 2000s, Osbournes Reloaded. What is likely considered to be the biggest disappointment in television history, the Osbournes variety show didn't even see 1 entire episode into completion. Although this show featuring Ozzy and his famous family received a ton of publicity and media attention and was promoted fast and furious by Fox, it was doomed from the start. The first episode was trimmed from 1 hour to 35 minutes, and that's even if you got to watch it at all. 16 Fox affiliates decided not to air the show, and 10 decided to air the show at a much later time due to content concerns by individual stations. The show quickly earned the reputation of being the worst variety show in history, and considering the history of bad variety shows, Osbournes Reloaded really lowered the bar for any future attempts at such programming.